Hey, Avi, what's up?
Hey, Sid, how you doing, man? It's been a long time. I don't know when last we did this. Was this before the
Yeah,
IPL ended or just after the IPL ended? I can't
no, I
remember.
think it was,
It's been such
yeah,
a long time.
no, I think it was
Mm.
probably, I think it was before the IPL ended, yeah. And then me and you, we steered the ship. We let you enjoy the soccer World Cup. Speaking of it, how was it, man? Because I didn't really watch a lot of it. I only watched the highlights on catch up.
Yeah, what can I say about the World Cup? It kept me going, eh? It kept me going through the winter months, through the cold weather. I mean, there was a bit of illness there as well, but yeah, now that it's gone, it feels like a bit empty now, man. There doesn't seem to be something to look forward to. I mean, there's always something to look forward to over the weekend. So yeah, I mean, talking about the World Cup, I mean, the World Cup, this was the biggest World Cup to date, man. I mean, they expanded it from 32 teams to 48 teams, and I think this was a truly global event because I mean, you had 10 teams from Africa that actually represented Africa in this World Cup. So it was really good that expanded the World Cup.
Wow.
I think they should have done this sometime back. And I'll have to make a comparison with cricket because I think cricket is going in the other direction. And Jared Kimber made a
Mm.
video about it. That cricket, unfortunately, is not a very global game. We call it a World Cup, but it's only 10 teams in the World Cup. So I think cricket needs to learn from football and try and globalize the game. Uh, the only way you can is through bilateral tours. So, I mean, you got to let these teams play bilateral tours. That's how they gain experience. And so by the time they come to the World Cup, they're not so overawed. So I think extending the Cricket World Cup would be very exciting because I think at the moment we kind of know who those teams are. We kind of know which teams are going to make the semifinals. I think with the FIFA World Cup, there's a lot more mystery in terms of who's going to make the semifinals. But realistically, there could have only been four teams that probably were going to win this. And Spain, they totally deserve to win this World Cup. I mean, they were superb from the second game right to the final. I mean, only conceding one goal in this World Cup. Magnificent defense from them. So I mean, I would say four teams that realistically could have won the World Cup, which is England, France. Um, we're just waiting for Sid to come online again.
Avi, are you there?
Yeah, I lost you there, man. Sorry, where did we stop?
No, you were telling me about yeah, cricket is going in the opposite direction. And then my internet really was doing some Marburg issues there.
Yeah, I mean, 32 teams and expanded to 48 teams. So there was a lot more games. There were a lot more teams involved from each continent. So that's growing the game. And I mean, football is the world's game. What's your thoughts on cricket? I mean, I'm sure I know that cricket are not going to get a 48 teams, but if you look at the Rugby World Cup has got 24 teams in the next tournament. So cricket should at least have 20 because I mean, cricket is the second most popular sport in the world. So
Yeah, but I think that's more because of the Asian side of
yes,
things.
yes,
That's
I,
not
I agree
because.
with you. I agree with you on that part. I think cricket is probably stuck in that stage of that. You got those test playing nations, and there's not much else after that. The associate teams don't really
Mhm.
get to have much action against the bigger nations, and I think that is the reason why cricket is like falling short of that. But I'm sure the ICC at some point are going to look expensive because I mean the World Cup can't be the World Cup. When you mean the world, when you mention the World Cup, it's got to include everybody, every part of the world. And I think markets like Japan and USA really need to be kept into such because those markets really can boost the revenue. And it'll come to a point where you don't only have to rely on India for those funds. Those markets can
Mm.
also bring the cash in. What do you think?
No, I mean that is true. I've always wanted a situation whereby if you like let alone USA, I would like to see China do get into cricket because look at the population of China. If China took to cricket, that would be awesome. But I think the ICC is trying. That's why they use T20 model to get all the a lot of, I think they got more cricket team in T20 than the rest of the other formats because it's more easier for T20 to do it than for 50 over than Test cricket, unfortunately.
Exactly, and that's the point that Jared Kimber made as well. He said there's more teams in the T20 World Cup than the 50 overs World Cup, and the 50 overs World Cup is seen as this crystal ball for the ICC. I don't know if you agree with me. That's the flagship. That's the flagship tournament for the ICC, where they're going to generate revenue, generate TV rights. So I think we should just get more people,
Mm, mm,
watching cricket around the world. That's the one way we can, grow the game. But yeah, those markets,
mm,
Japan and USA, I mean, those are markets to tap into, eh? And you won't always have to be dependent on India for the revenue, like what's going
mm,
on now. It's a very lopsided kind of,
mm,
what can I say? It's a very lopsided product we have at the moment, where you've got one cricket board that's generating so much of revenue, and the others
mm. It
are,
is. Yeah, it is. But at least with India, they at least tour all the countries, unlike Australia and England.
I just want to say something, right? I just want to say something. Pakistan is the other half of the biggest game in cricket, right? And we all know that what the ICC does at every tournament, they make sure India and Pakistan are in the same group. They make sure they play each other. I just want to say something. Pakistan, I mean, they're a cricket mad country. They have a big say in this cricket, right? Because they playing India generates the income for the ICC, and in terms of
Yeah.
you know trying to get that revenue for the tournament. So they should have a big say in this as well. But it seems to me like the Pakistan cricket board is struggling for funds at the moment. So um, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think we've got much less rivalries in cricket than
Mm,
we do in football. I think football has so many different rivalries. You've got England and Germany, you've got Brazil and Argentina, you've
mhm,
got France and Italy, you've got Italy versus Spain, Argentina versus Spain, Argentina versus England. There's so many different
mm,
rivalries. We unfortunately don't have that in cricket, eh?
mhm. Oh yeah, by the way, how did you feel about Spain beating Argentina? Because I would have thought Argentina would have been favorites, but then when I looked at the betting odds, Spain were the favorites. I was like, okay, cool. Shows what I know about soccer.
Well, Argentina, obviously, because they were defending champions and they won the last World Cup. But what I do want to say is, I think Spain were by far the better team in that final. Man. I mean, Argentina couldn't get a kick off the ball. There were no shots on target. I think they had two shots at goal. That was after the 90 minutes. So it was a very, very one-sided game. I think yeah, Argentina played a pretty dirty game in that final. When I say dirty, they would try to be very, very physical with the Spanish team, and the referee let it go for a while, and finally he threw a red card at Enzo Fernandez for that tackle on Kobasi. So yeah, I think Argentina were very physical. They couldn't match Spain's ball position. I think Spain's ball position in this World Cup was so superb that you keep the ball, you win the match, and I think in terms of the
Mm.
defense, they only conceded one goal in this tournament. They had a superb defense. So deserving champions at the end. But honestly speaking, Sid, I actually thought the final was probably going to be France and England, and I was so
Oh,
wrong. And that's the beauty of football. That's the beauty of football, Sid. It's so
mhm.
unpredictable.
Okay, all right. Let's get quickly to the series that have happened. England beat India 4-1 actually. Let me just double check that. If I remember,
Was it
it was
4-0
actually
by any chance?
if I remember, I think they played the best of three ODIs and they won 2-1. It was 2-1, and Bethel was man of the match, and and Joe Root was the player of the series. And yeah, if you look at the final ODI, England made 387 for three, and India was 360 for seven. So it was full of
Yeah,
runs.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, flat pitches, lots of runs. I think it was a tour for India to forget, eh? In the
Mm.
T20s and the ODI. So, I mean, who would have thought? They're thoroughly outplayed. I mean, the T20s were a bit of an embarrassment. Hey, 4-0. I expected to be much closer than that. I'll be honest with you. 4-0. I mean, England blowing away India in that sense. The ODIs, I think, if I look at this England side at the moment, I think I don't, I think they're kind of leading onto something here with Brendan McCullum. I mean, they took away the
And
test, uh, coaching
yeah,
stint from him, and
yeah,
they gave him the white ball. It seems like to be paying dividends at the moment because he's kind of put his stamp on this white ball team for England. Eh? They seem to be playing a lot of a really really aggressive game of cricket now. I mean, we saw it in the third game. I mean, 370 plus. I mean, that was a belter. And Lords, I don't think Lords has ever seen such a flat pitch before, man. Wow, what a game that was! Almost 400 runs. Uh, in also almost 800 runs in 100 overs. I mean, that was superb. So I think back to the drawing board for India. I mean, I don't know what's the way forward for some of those experienced guys in the Indian team like Rohit. I mean, he did show his class and Kohli. Are they going to make it till 20 to
yeah.
2027? So, because I mean, that World Cup is still more than a year away. What do you think?
I think they'll make it. I know there was a lot of speculation because of how Gautam Gambhir likes to, get rid of the superstars, but I think they'll keep
Mm,
them. It's only for, I
mm.
think it's next year anyway. It'd be too drastic to get rid of them
Yeah,
now.
it's over a year away, so there's plenty of time, man. Yeah, in South
But it'll
Africa, I
definitely be
mean, that's gonna be that's
yeah.
that's gonna be a big moment for this country, eh? Hosting the Cricket World Cup again.
I think we're sharing it with Namibia and Zimbabwe, if I'm correct.
Yeah, yeah, we are, but I think obviously most of the games are gonna be in SA, so it's probably you could say it's probably
Yeah,
SA hosting it. I mean, 90% of the way, and then you got Zimbabwe and Namibia, which is actually good, I think, that Namibia and Zimbabwe have been given an opportunity to host the World Cup. So
yeah,
uh, I expect it to be a great event. I think, 2027.
yeah.
Obviously, they trying to revamp the stadium to try to make it more modern. I think it's going to be a lot more modern than what it was in 2003, sir, because that was probably before the digital age and stuff. Eh?
Of course, of course. I'm just trying to see.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. That's what I'm. Yeah, I'm trying to open this ODI series between New Zealand and West Indies, and some interesting pitches, in that T20 series. Some of them were so bad. I mean, low scoring. Only the last pitch, you got like over a score of 260, which I meant for them must have been an achievement because such low scoring. I don't know if you watched
yeah.
much
So
of
that
them.
series had a 3-2. Am I right?
Hmm. Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah. I mean, West Indies could have easily won three of those games because New Zealand they got over the line by 1 wicket in one of the games. Yeah, very very poor pitches sir, compared to the India and England pitches. Eh? I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think the star of that. I mean, I didn't really follow a lot of it, but there was a one name that actually came up there quite a bit was Jaden Lennox for New Zealand. I thought he had a
Yeah,
brilliant series with the
yeah,
ball. I mean, he took a 5 in one of those games.
he did.
So New Zealand have unearthed a new
Yes.
ODI spinner, white ball spinner. So that's going to be important for them going into the 2027 World Cup. But I mean, you know what to expect from New Zealand. So they're always going to be hard to beat. They're going to punch above their weight.
Mm.
So, you expect that. But the Windies, I think they'd be a bit disappointed. They could have won the series 3-2 as well. So I think West Indies cricket is kind of going in the right direction. The last
Mm-hmm.
couple of months, they've had some good results, against Sri Lanka in the Test series. This was a very
Mm.
competitive ODI series. So I think they are moving in the right direction. But, they better not miss out on another World Cup because I think a World Cup without the Windies is It's not really a World Cup, eh?
Kind of sad if you think about it. I know they missed the
It is.
T20 World
Yeah, it
Cup.
is. Absolutely.
And I know they missed the one in Australia, actually, if you remember, the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, they missed the T20 World Cup and they missed the last ODI World Cup. And I mean, just, I mean, you look at the players that the Windies have given us over the years, man. I mean, arguably the greatest all-rounder in the world, and may he so rest in peace. Sir Gary Sobers. I mean, he passed on
Oh, yes.
a week
Oh,
ago. I mean, there's always a comparison with him and Callis. I mean, who's the better all-rounder? And a
mhm.
lot of times, I know Ricky Ponting always favoured Callis. I mean, he said Callis is probably the greatest cricketer of all time. But there's a lot of
Mhm.
people that actually, lean towards Gary Sobers as being the greatest Test all-rounder of all time, or the greatest all-rounder that cricket has ever seen. There is some other competition from the likes of Imran Khan and Kapil there, but I think Sobers and Cullis they kind of stand out. What do you think?
Yeah, no, of course. Sobers was a, yeah, I guess he couldn't, I know, I don't want to take anything away from Jock Callis because he was a legend in his own right, but I guess you can't compare the two because one was so dynamic and Callis was, you could say, he was just solid as a rock. I mean, whichever department he did, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
Also, the
So,
also the first man to hit six sixes in an over. Sobers. So there's another tick in his box for him as well. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, Callis was just a
Hmm.
solid player
Yeah,
for SA.
yeah, I think
This was
Sobers,
the backbone of the SA batting lineup.
yeah. But I guess you do feel for
Yeah, go
Jock
for it.
Callis because I think he was kind of made to play that. Now, I was going to say, I guess you got to feel for Jock Callis because of the way our batting lineup was in those days. He was kind of like our savior because we kept losing early wickets and he kept stabilizing, stabilizing. It was only toward the end of his career did he start playing much more attackingly because our batting was much more solid. I don't know if you feel that way.
No, no. You know what? I think Sobers is probably the better Test all-rounder, sir. Because I mean, if you look at Sobers' record, it's impeccable.
Yeah, yeah.
Triple
Hmm.
century, and but I would say I don't know if this makes sense, but I would say Jack Callis is probably the greatest all-round cricketer we've ever seen. Because I mean, if you look at his ODI stats, it's kind of similar to his Test stats, and I don't think any cricketer in any country has that kind of stuff. Over ten
Of
thousand
course. And
runs in
of course,
ODIs, over
for
ten
South
thousand
Africa.
runs in. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Callis's records are unmatched, sir. And then obviously the slip catching as
Hmm.
well. So many catches in the slips as well. So I think Callis has an entire package. I think he's a once in a generation cricketer. I don't think we'll ever get a player like Jack Callis again.
Hmm.
I mean, even if you look
No.
at a player like Ben Stokes, who's probably been the best all rounder in the world, him
Hmm.
and Jadeja for the last couple of
Hmm.
years, say for the last 10 years,
Hmm.
I don't think any of them have records like Jack Callis in ODIs and Test matches.
No. No. But
So
I guess the reason why I based
I think Jack
yeah.
Callis is probably the greatest all round cricketer in all formats. But
Hmm.
I wouldn't argue with Sobers being the best Test all rounder because I mean he obviously
No.
played in a lot tougher time. You know.
Hmm. Definitely. Yeah, that's
Mm.
true. You spoke of Jalen Lennox. Yeah, you were actually the player of the series actually for that West Indies and
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Zealand.
yeah. I was very impressed with him. I was really impressed with him.
I guess the key for him will be when they play on much better when he plays on much better pitches. Not that I'm discounting what he did, but man, he couldn't have had a nice introduction to the ODI series because man, those pitches were turning.
Yeah, you can say that again. Uh, so looking at the WTC at the moment, the WTC looks quite interesting. I mean, you've got Australia on the top at the moment, but Australia haven't really played much Test cricket since the Ashes.
True.
And the same can be said for SA
Hmm.
as well. You've got West Indies and
Hmm.
Pakistan at the moment, but I don't really think those teams are really going to challenge. I do think Australia are going to be dropping points somewhere along the line, sir, because I mean they've got a tour of SA and then they've also got a five test
India.
tour to India. So
Yeah.
no way is Australia going to win both those series, sir. So that's going to be
You know
very
what?
interesting for me.
You know what's funny, Avish? I would have said that. when India were much better at home. But if you look at the way India's test team is right now, dare I say, and I know if there are any Indian fans watching, they're probably gonna hate me saying this, but they are for the taking, India. So if Australia were ever thinking of the best chance of ever winning a test series in India, although it's a five-test series, I guess it probably works maybe in India's favor because it gives them probably more chance to get into it. But dare I say, if Australia will start 2-0, yeah, I think India will be up against it from there. So I think Australia could win that series. Not that I'm saying they will, but I think it's their best chance.
I tend to agree with you there. I think if you're looking at the South Africa series and the India series, probably
Now
India is
that
probably in a
man,
worse
that would be
position at the
Bangladesh.
moment. Probably India is in a worse position, but I think if India lose that series, I
Hmm.
mean, it's a five-test series, as you say. They've got so many chances. If India lose that
Gautam Gambhir
series,
is out. Gautam,
I think Gautam Gambhir
Gautam
is
is
out.
out.
Yeah, I honestly speak. Because, I mean, you lost to New Zealand, you lost to New Zealand, you
Hmm.
lost to
Just
SA.
that.
I think if you lose a
Yeah.
third test series at home in a row, boy, that is going to be a crisis. And that is why I'm saying I think India can win that series against Australia. And I think SA can beat Australia at home as well. So
Good winning.
Australia, by the looks of things, only have that New Zealand series at home. Now, New
Hmm.
Zealand don't really have a great record against Australia in test matches.
Hmm.
So I don't know what you think, but judging by what I've seen
Hmm.
in uh, in that England series, I don't think New Zealand can be taken lightly. What do you think?
I think England were nuts. England, they played much better and they weren't playing brainless cricket. They probably could have won that
Absolutely.
series.
That's the
They,
that's the death of baseball for me. That series was the death of baseball. I don't want to hear about baseball in just cricket anymore. It doesn't
he's
exist.
out.
It really
He's
doesn't
out.
exist.
He's out. Brent McCullum's out. Now you'll have otherwise we could have had Flower Ball, but Flower's not going to be there. He's taking
Now
his
we
name
got
out of the.
yeah. You know what? Actually, Andy Flower was probably the best coach in Test matches for England. But do
Hmm.
you know how Andy Flower got sacked? You recall? Do
Because
you
of
remember how he got sacked?
I thought it
He
was
lost his
because of.
he lost his last Ashes series final.
Oh yes, but I think that one
The
had too much
Mitchell
massage going on there.
The Mitchell Johnson Ashes. Yeah.
Mitchell
I
Johnson has
think that
that.
was a bit
Okay.
hard on Flowers, so because I mean Flower got you to number one, and remember you won Test
Hmm.
series in India and in Australia with Andy Flower. I think he could have been given a chance because if I look at England
Hmm.
at the moment, they don't seem to have an identity in Test cricket. They kind of in two minds, whether to go for it or hold
Hmm.
back. It just didn't work out. That was really brainless cricket in that England and
Especially
New
Harry
Zealand
Brook,
Test series.
the way he went out on the fourth day was like so retarded.
Absolutely,
And I say that
absolutely
out of respect.
shocking. Absolutely shocking. Did they lose 5 wickets on that final session, or was it 4 or 5? But the game was over and done with. I mean, it's pretty embarrassing losing to New Zealand at home. Pretty embarrassing.
Mm. Yeah, and that's not to disrespect New Zealand. They are a solid team, but if you apply yourself, you should beat New Zealand. I thought when they won the first Test match, I thought England are going to win this Test series nice and comfortable, but I think once Ben Stokes got out of the Test team on the second Test, then I think the writing was on the wall from there because the team got a bit
Yeah.
disorientated and yeah,
Okay.
a
I
couple of
mean,
changes and
absolutely
yeah.
no disrespect to New Zealand. I mean, they're a side that you can't take lightly. But why I say a bit embarrassing is because New Zealand have never been good travelers. If you agree with me, they've never been good
They're up,
travelers. I mean,
they're up and down.
the series that India lost, the series that India lost at home was pretty embarrassing. I mean, pretty embarrassing. I mean, Gautam Gambhir could have been sacked at then. So, I mean, how he's still in
Uh,
the job in the test team is really shocking because I mean, what has he done in the test team other than drawing 2-2 in England? He hasn't done much, has he?
they could have won that series in England to be brutally honest, but that's why they say 2-2 is fair. But I don't know. I have my own thoughts on that, but that could go
I,
on
I, I
forever.
honestly think England could have won that series 3-1 instead of India winning it, drawing it
Yeah,
2-all.
that is
As
true.
you said, if England applied their brains on that final day, they would have won this. They would have won that test.
More on the fourth
So
day because the game was lost actually.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
the final.
absolutely, exactly. I mean, it
They
could
were
have
going so
easily either
nice
been
with
3-1.
that
So
run rate. They're going so nicely with that run rate. Once you get 5 to 6 runs and over, you don't need to keep whacking and whacking. Just hit the singles. The field must have been open by then. But I don't know. It
yeah, but that's
depresses
the
me.
mentality that McCallum has as it's still in this team. I mean, you need to try and entertain, but I mean, entertaining is throwing your wicket away and playing brainless cricket. That's what you get at the end of the day. You end up losing a test series. You end up drawing a test series, and you rooted at the bottom of the WTC. I mean, I honestly don't think England really take the WTC very seriously, but it's fine. It's fine. There's other teams in the world that take the WTC seriously, like England, like Australia, SA, and New
Like
Zealand.
Australia.
So yeah,
Yeah. India, I think they do. I think India take it seriously as well. I think India try and take it seriously. I think India have made
yeah,
two
they do.
finals
But I
and they
feel
lost
at the
both of
moment
them.
they kind of in a
Uh,
transition. They're kind of in a transition now at the moment.
oh yeah,
But I just want to say
yeah.
something. Sid.
But
I don't think Australia's batting lineup is
mhm,
really, really great. That's the one
uh-huh,
thing that India can actually target. Australia's batting lineup is not great. It's a very, very old team. You know, there's a lot of
uh-huh.
granddads in that team.
Hmm.
It's a very old team.
Granddad. That's
Australia is a very old team at the
yeah,
moment. Let's be honest.
yeah, yeah. They are. They are. They are. I think.
Mm.
Yeah. I think once those oldies go away, then Australia are going to be in transition because it's not going to be easy for the young bowlers to take the mantle of those other bowlers. But I guess Australia have the blessed have are blessed that even when the youngsters come in, they eventually pick it up. So maybe you never know. But it'd be nice to see
What
someone else
What I'd
take
like
over.
to say to some of those, yeah, what I'd like to say to some of those players. I mean, just like
Uh-huh.
Kawaja did. I mean, leave the cricket before the cricket leaves you. Yeah,
Yeah.
leave the
But
cricket before the cricket leaves you. So
I want to check up
I
with
mean,
you.
playing
Okay.
playing a lot of old guys can backfire on you as well. So
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
Steve Smith is still class. I mean, he has those innings in him. But against better attacks, I wonder, and I
Uh-huh.
don't think England's attack in the Ashes was anything good to go by. So
That's true. By the way,
it was a very
I
poor
know
batting bowling lineup from England.
England were just handicapped once Ben Stokes and the other guy got injured, or were the in
Mark
curfew.
Wood, Mark
No,
Wood,
not Markwood. No, I was thinking about Atkinson when it came to the New Zealand series. I
Atkinson,
think in the
yeah,
second
yeah.
test,
There were a lot of
they,
injuries, but England, I mean, they only have themselves to blame. Did play some brainless cricket as well in the Ashes, especially with the bat. We know that.
Ashes. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of England and New Zealand for some reason. Oh, Ashes, no, Ashes. England were just retarded, and I say that out of respect to England.
Okay. No. Justified, justified, sir. Yeah,
By the
they
way,
were
I know in
hapless
the
and
first.
hopeless.
Yes. But in this first day between West Indies and Pakistan, okay, fine, before you give me your thoughts on that, I know they're playing a two-test series, one at Tarouba and the one in Port of Spain. I'm going to say West Indies to win 1-0 because they're playing good test cricket, actually.
I agree with you. I think Pakistan is here for the taking. If I look at the
Hmm.
Pakistan batting lineup and their bowling, I don't think there's anything for the West Indies should be scared of. I mean, Mohammad Abbas is obviously a good bowler. He's not a great bowler, but he's an accurate bowler.
Hmm.
But if I look at the rest of the attack, they're lacking experience. So
Hmm.
I think West Indies, if they really put their foot down and press the accelerator, they can
Hmm.
really take this Pakistan bowling lineup to the cleaners. You know, if you look at a guy like Justin Green, he's been batting well. I mean, he scored a double century in New Zealand for goodness sake. So this guy can bat. So I think they can pile up a good total. Yeah, I mean, 194 for three at the moment overnight.
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah.
Kevin Hodge there. You've got Shai Hope. You've got two solid players at the crease.
Hmm.
I think this could get ugly for Pakistan.
Okay. Just want to say something here. Oh, sorry about that. Just want to see some. Oh, yes. Right. Let me see. I'm kind of curious on when does Australia play against Bangladesh? Because I know they're playing a test series there as well, but maybe that's probably coming
Oh
on
yes,
later.
yes. I mean, I forgot about that. Australia playing Bangladesh, so that should be a
Yeah,
must win. I mean, that should be a 2-0 for them. I mean, even though Australia's batting lineup is not that great, but
that's true.
the one thing that
That's
interests me Sid, is it's a very, very early summer start for Australia, eh? This year in
mm,
August. So the pitches
mm.
won't be that great. What do you think?
As usual, Bangladesh will prepare turners. So, as much as I would say Australia should win 2-0, I wouldn't be surprised if it's probably 1-0.
No, no, no. What I'm referring to, Sid, I think the test matches are in
Oh,
Australia. So
oh,
Bangladesh are
my
touring
bad.
Australia.
Sorry. Oh, no, no, then
Yeah,
Australia
yeah,
should
yeah,
win.
yeah.
My bad. I don't know why I thought it was in Bangladesh for some
They should
reason.
win. They should
Oh,
win. But
definitely 2-0.
what I just want to say is Bangladesh, they've got some good seamers there. They could cause Australia some problems. But Australia should win 2-0. You know,
They
that would
could.
be absolutely disastrous for them if they don't win 2-0.
They would be out.
And
Yeah, definitely. I would probably have the biggest laugh of all time if they don't beat Bangladesh with serious pace.
absolutely.
Bangladesh.
But
I would
having
laugh
said
my
that,
head off.
Sir, Bangladesh
We can
did
both
win
have
a
a good
test match
laugh.
in New Zealand. Bangladesh did win a test match in New Zealand not
Yeah,
that long
that
ago.
was yeah. They, they I think really
I'm
I
just a bit
forget that was
curious
such a long
because
time
what I'm
ago.
saying is, yeah, what I'm saying is that it's a very, very early summer start for Australia this year in August. So I'm not sure how the pitchers are going to react to that.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting to watch, but
Oh, I see.
I'd
They're
like to see
playing
how they react.
only.
So where are they playing? What are the venues?
Yeah, it says. Okay, hold on a second, buddy. I'm trying to see it because for some reason they let me look at the Australian website because they're not showing it on ESPN. Well, until that loads, what have been your thoughts on India walloping Zimbabwe in the T20 series?
It was more like a, what can I say? It was more like a warm up before getting back home. That's what it was. I mean,
True.
just stop by
I think it was more of,
for
yeah,
for a
yeah, I think it was
recharge
more
in
softening the
Zimbabwe.
blow.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think it
think
was
it was
more
more,
softening the blow for that hammering you
hmm,
took in England. Yeah, that was a bit of a
yeah,
hammering in England that you got. So
okay. It's more like
uh,
a balm. It's like a mild balm to make people forget
mild
how
balm.
bad.
Yeah, yeah, something to
Hmm.
soften the wounds up a bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
expected. But Zimbabwe cricket is going in the right direction.
Yeah, they beat
Definitely, they're going
Bangladesh.
in the right direction.
That too
Mm.
convincingly. But I think Bangladesh are to blame because they rested big guns. I think they underestimated Zimbabwe, so it serves them right.
Absolutely. I mean, you've seen in the World Cup. Don't underestimate Zimbabwe because they can spring a surprise.
But I'm surprised why I can't load this stuff here. But okay, until that loads, let me just get my phone.
I, I, I
Um,
so I think in T20 cricket, Zimbabwe can't be taken lightly anymore. I mean,
of
the World
course,
Cup
I mean,
results proved it. I mean,
uh,
beating Sri Lanka at home, beating Australia.
hmm?
I mean, that was superb. I don't think they can be taken lightly in T20 cricket anymore.
No, no, no. T20 cricket is like one of the nicest things about T20 cricket. It brings the sides closer together.
Absolutely. And don't we love our upsets? Sir? Don't we love an upset?
Yes, we sure do. I was a bit sure, but why is this thing not opening for some? Okay, they say the first test is in Darwin, and then the second test is at the Great Barrier Reef, wherever that is.
Okay, so that's like
Okay.
northern territory. I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly said I'm not sure how the pitches are going to play. But the one thing I can say, there's going to be some pace and bounce. So Bangladesh
That's
have
true.
those seamers like Nahid Rana that can bang the ball
Mm-hmm.
in and cause Australia a bit of problems. Australia might be a bit rusty, but yeah, let's give it to Australia 2-0. Let's give it to Australia 2-0.
Yeah, I mean. But they're only playing on the 30th of August, so I guess we could have delayed it actually, this preview.
Mm.
Because next
13th of
week,
August, sir. Is it 13th?
yes. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
although technically, I wouldn't be able to chat to you the following week because I would be in Cape Town. So even if we did the chat the following week on Saturday, we still would have been okay, or Sunday on the 9th. So I guess we could still go more in depth on it on the 9th of
Yeah,
August.
we can. We can. I think we will. I think we will.
Yeah. So obviously, but it's fine. We'll keep it at 2-0 until further developments happen, unless
So,
Australia
so,
have
so
a.
your prediction for Pakistan and West Indies is 1-0.
Yeah, West Indies for 1-0. Yeah.
I'm going to be a bit optimistic here. I'm going to go 2-0 West Indies.
The only reason why I think 1-0 is because I'm sure Pakistan will try their best to win it, but the match will end in a draw like how Sri Lanka did.
Mm, possibly. And that would be
But
great for West Indies cricket.
yes. Or it could be 1-0, but that would be a bit of a stretch somewhere. But it could happen.
And I'm just looking at this Pakistani bowling lineup. I don't think there's much stretch in this bowling lineup if I look at it. So you've
Yeah.
got no Shaheen Shah Afridi, you've got no Naseem Shah, you've got Mohammad Abbas, you've got Amir Jamal, you've got Shazad. I don't think there's anything in that Pakistani bowling lineup that
Mhm.
looks threatening. You know,
Mm-mm.
it's a sad
Mm-mm.
state of affairs in Pakistan cricket at the moment. Eh?
It's kind of depressing. And as much as I don't like Pakistan for political reasons, but for
Mm.
cricketing reasons, I think it's good if Pakistan do climb up the cricketing ladder just to add a bit of masala to it. Otherwise, it's kind of to yawn. Hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, wouldn't we love an India Pakistan series, but we don't get it in this generation. I
We
don't know
will
when we're
get
gonna
it
get it.
provided they make it to the finals of the Test Championship. That's when we'll get it.
I'm sure the ICC. I'm sure the ICC is actually dying for that fixture. India
They
and
will.
Pakistan, in a T20 final. I mean,
I on
in a WTC final. My problem with
Mhm.
those two teams, I don't think Test cricket is the priority at the
I think the only way you could get an India-Pakistan Test series final is that you make the Pakistan Test schedule such that they win all their matches at home, which can be possible because Pakistan has prepared really spin-friendly pitches of late. And then they really try and compete the best they can overseas. But to give Pakistan nice overseas tours, like although which overseas tour is really nice for Pakistan at the moment? That's the problem.
Yeah, no, Pakistan kind of remind me of New Zealand. They're not very good travelers. I mean,
Oh,
if
I
they're
got
gonna be awesome, they're gonna be awesome. But if they're gonna be bad, they're gonna be very bad. So the consistency is the problem for Pakistan, in my opinion.
You know what's crazy? I think they could probably upset in England because England are playing such weird cricket. It wouldn't surprise me if they're playing the best of three, and if Pakistan can win one, I think England could be there for the taking. I'm not saying it'll happen. England will be slight favorites. I normally would say big favorites, but they're probably slight favorites, England. But if Pakistan somehow win that series 2-1, I'd love to see that.
That would be pretty embarrassing for England, eh? Losing to New Zealand, losing to England in the same season. Really, really embarrassing. Wow. Uh, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Pakistan can be taken lightly because I mean Mohammad Abbas. I think he plays for one of the counties, so he could be a handful, sir. He could be a handful in England. So I
I'm
wouldn't be
surprised.
taking I wouldn't be
Mhm.
taking Pakistan lightly, but I still think England should have enough to win that series, man.
But you know, those pitches, the second test match and third test match against New Zealand were really good pitches. But that last
Mm.
pitch was disgraceful, though.
I just think they underestimated New Zealand. I said, I'll be honest with you.
Hmm, they did.
That final test match was probably some of the worst cricket that England had played under McCallum, you know.
It
And I think
was.
the next coach that's coming in is probably not going to be installing that kind of mentality into the England cricket team. They're going to be going back to old school values of Test cricket, you know.
Um,
So I think England just need to play normal Test cricket, sir, and they'll win games. They don't have to play this brainless kind of style because it's kind of gone over the overboard now. This baseball kind of style, whatever you want to call it, a high aggressive,
Yeah.
high risk, high reward kind of style. It was fun. It was fun for a period, but I think it's getting a bit stale now. It's getting a bit stale now.
You know what's funny though? Even before baseball, England even drew a series to Australia 2-all. That was under Joe Root's captaincy. But even under Ben Stokes with baseball, even they drew a series of 2-all. So I don't think any style can actually really beat Australia, even in English soil. They drew a series. Technically England should have won that series. It's just that England were being
No, I,
too.
I, I think England should have won that series. I think there were some crazy decisions by England. I think
Yeah,
declaring on the opening day with having 8 wickets in hand, that was pretty crazy. Yeah,
it was. It was
it
Ben
was crazy.
Stokes.
So
But I think they were quite unlucky though with Manchester because they probably would have won that match, and then that would have really added a bit of masala to that
and
series.
then obviously Bairstow went for a walk, and we all know what happened there. So I mean that was a fun series. Lots of controversies, lots of things
Hmm.
happening. But you know what, Sid? I'll be honest with you. I think England, every series that they've won so far, or every series that they've lost, they've only had themselves to blame. They've had the players to win those games, this series. India were not playing great cricket. Australia were not playing great cricket, but England just found a way to lose those games. So, I think they have themselves to blame, and they probably got to go back to old school cricketing to win Test matches, which I think is the right way to win Test matches. You've got to play old school. You've got to be able to, play the situation. And I think England they don't seem to play the situation sometimes. They just want to try and hit the ball as far as possible, and you can't do that in Test cricket. So you have to respect
You
the
know what the
game.
problem? You know what the problem is? The technique is so bad that they've had to resort to playing attacking cricket to disguise their deficiencies. But the funny story is, I don't mind bad ball in the sense that if you've gotten the fielders back and the run rate is good, just milk it. Like how you do in cricket, milk the singles where you can. I wouldn't mind attacking cricket, but with common sense, not with trying to hit every ball
Absolutely,
for.
you got to be a lot more calculated. You,
Hmm,
when I think about attacking cricket, and I think that Australian team of the
hmm.
early 2000s,
That was
they
smart.
were
That
so
was smart.
superb.
Hmm,
That was smart cricket. I mean,
hmm,
4 runs and over. You don't have to go 4, 5.5 and over in Test cricket. So if
yeah.
you go 4 runs and over, you're ahead of the opposition, in my
Hmm.
opinion. You are
I
way
know.
ahead of the opposition. So 4 runs and over. Look, I think Test cricket needs that kind of run rate now, sir. I
Hmm.
think teams
Hmm.
need to obviously try and look for 4 and over because I think 4 and over keeps the game exciting. I'm not saying
Yeah.
3 and over is not exciting, but I think for the younger
Depends.
generations, sir, I think for the younger generation, you've got to keep the scoreboard ticking. And I think that's
I
where
guess,
Test cricket is going to get its audience going forward because I think
I guess
there is a way you can maneuver the game and score a little faster, but don't be brainless. That's what we saw on
yeah.
that fourth day against New Zealand. Yeah,
All right. Let's look at this test table because this will make you kind of laugh. Bangladesh are number 4 on the test table.
crazy,
4 played, two
absolutely
wins.
crazy.
But it's early days though. They've played 4. They've won 2 matches and they've lost 1. So well done to them so far. Although they have tough matches ahead. They're playing against Australia 2 test matches and oh, I don't know they're playing against South Africa. When are they playing against South Africa?
I
Bangladesh.
think in November. SA
Uh,
have a full tour this year. Yeah, SA have a full summer this year, so it's going to be action packed. Buckle up, buckle up.
SA should beat Bangladesh. If SA don't beat Bangladesh, I give up on Test cricket in South Africa.
If SA don't beat Bangladesh, I think Shukri should just resign.
No, no, no. No, but that's one thing I get about Shukri. He's very grounded. He doesn't take any
Yeah,
bullshit. Excuse
absolutely.
my language.
Yeah,
He's done a very
it's
good
it's it's
job.
it's
And
a big
how
it's a
he,
big summer for SA. It's a really big summer for SA this year.
Oh gosh, at least I made you laugh regarding it here, Bangladesh. Nah, that's solid.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think the pitches would be solid for South Africa to beat Bangladesh. I know some of our pitches have been in the past bad, but I think our pitches have improved. I think they've become much better. What do you think?
yeah. I think after Faf du Plessis left, there's no more of those green tops. I know Faf love those green tops, but I'm not a fan of it. So, I mean, I'm not a fan of it. Those 200 plays 220 scores, I'm not a fan of it. I mean, you got to prepare good pitches,
Hmm,
and I think those pitches in the Sri Lanka series were good pitches,
hmm.
and
So,
Pakistan as well. Because you got to have a pitch where your batsman can score runs, but also
yeah.
there is something in it for the bowlers. So I expect good pitches from the
Hmm.
curators this summer. I don't expect Faf du Plessis pitches this summer.
Nah, I think Faf du Plessis was being a bit too sensitive because remember because he was feeling because they go to Asia and they get those rank tops. He wanted to have
Absolutely,
revenge,
yeah,
so he wanted to have
kind of an
those
immense,
great.
yeah.
But
Mm.
then, uh, but then that's the past. Let me just go through the table quickly. Australia number one was played 87 wins, one loss, 87.5 percentage points. South Africa's number two with the percentage rate of 75. New Zealand's number three with 72.22. So yeah, they're doing well, New Zealand. I guess they deserve that. And then number four is Bangladesh, early days, 58.33. India's number five, which is kind of flattering in my opinion, 48.15. Sri Lanka's number six, England's number seven, West Indies number eight, Pakistan's number nine. West Indies could climb up the table if they actually win a series against Pakistan, although I guess it's early stages because the West Indies have played 10 matches. Some have played really less, like Bangladesh and South Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
And
SA haven't played
uh,
a lot of cricket in the last, I'd say,
and
almost
yeah,
7 months. So, yeah, I think it's time for SA to climb up the table, which I think they will. You know,
yeah, they should. They will definitely beat Bangladesh, so that should help with their points.
it's still early days, but I'm calling it. So I think it's going to be an Aussie SA final again at Lords.
What about it? I'd rather have an SA India final with South Africa winning it. Although I would love India to win the Test Championship, so shame. I do feel for India though.
Mm,
Two, they've had two bites at it and they've lost both.
I,
They
I,
did well.
I worry for Indian Test cricket at the moment. So I worry. I don't
Hmm.
think there's a lot of good players coming through.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess
It's
so. But
it's
it's early
it's
days.
just the reality of it at the moment. So yeah, I know it's early days, but I'm calling it SA and Australia final. Bring it on.
Oh,
2.0.
okay. Or you could have, nah, I don't want to see Australia, New Zealand, because that would just be dead boring. Yeah, probably
Very
Australia.
boring. Yeah.
Or you remember how we predicted Australia and England to be in that test final? I don't know I think you and Yuvi had predicted it at that stage, very early on into the season.
I did, but I think England losing to New Zealand has really
Yeah, yeah.
hampered their chances now. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what I think you and Yuvi must have really had a lot of optimistic juice that day. I don't know what I predicted that day. Oh no, I think that we were having optimistic juice, even I thought it was possible.
Yeah, but I think Jared Kimber kind of broke it down. I think last year that
Mm.
you know,
Uh-huh.
look, we didn't expect England to be so bad in Australia. 4-1.
Me too.
That really damaged their chances. But I think
Well,
losing to New Zealand 2-1 at home is probably a bigger blow because you
definitely.
expected to beat New Zealand at home,
Hmm.
and I don't see how they're going to climb up the table from there. So I think it's advantage SA and advantage Australia at the moment because I think SA playing at home, they want to win all those series. Be it Australia, be it England, be it Bangladesh, they want to win all those series. So by the time they tour Sri Lanka next year, they would probably have one foot in that final. So that's the way I see it. Australia, they
India,
want to win their home series as well. So it basically becomes a shootout between Australia and SA for the title, the way I see it.
and
And the way the fixtures are going. New Zealand and Bangladesh at home for Australia is a pretty good scenario for Australia against two
is it?
teams they usually beat for fun. So that's the way I see it at the moment. Things change, eh? Things change. So I think
Maybe
Australia
India.
SA final And I don't think they're going to lose so badly in India. They might lose a series, but I don't know if they're going to lose that badly.
Mm. Yeah. I
You know,
know India, if India beat Sri Lanka 2-0, which they should do at home, God willing. And then if you can somehow get some confidence there and prepare, I would say, decent pitches, nothing ridiculous, then maybe 4-1 could be possible.
could be possible. That could probably, if Australia lose badly in India and SA, you could
God
get a
willing.
situation that they might miss out and
And also with
India might
overrated.
sneak through. But yeah, my problem with India is they got to play in Sri Lanka, which away from home.
Oh, oh,
So
oh, my bad. I thought to play in home.
yeah,
Oh, that's not going to be super
yeah,
easy
that's gonna
actually.
be tough.
Although
That's gonna be tough for India.
India playing better. Ironically, India is playing better away from home than they're playing in home, so maybe it may not be as so bad. I will
Look,
say
we'll have
until
to
the
watch out
series
for
comes.
India. I think India. Yeah, I think India is probably a wild card to get to the final, along with against SA or Australia. I think SA is in the driving seat at the moment. So if I'm looking at the picture,
Yeah, yeah,
they've got
yeah.
three.
You're
They've
right.
got three home series
Uh-huh.
and they've got one away series. So I think it's SA's for the taking
Oh,
to get to that final. And then
okay.
Australia have got two tough tours away, and they've got two kind of I'd say easy tours at home. It seems that they usually beat. So it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be pretty interesting to see.
Who's the away
Uh,
team we have?
Sri Lanka.
Oh, okay. Normally, back in the day, I would have thought that would have been a bit too tough, but I think we can fancy our chances there. Sri Lanka is not the same team, but at best we'll probably be 1-0, or we could probably be
Yeah,
1-0, 2-0 between that line.
yeah. I think SA would want to get the business done at home. So by the time they get to Sri Lanka,
Hmm.
they
Of
probably
course.
qualify. So it's going to be
Ah,
interesting, eh? It's going to be interesting.
all right. Anything you want to cover up before we wrap off? I know we've covered quite a bit today.
We did, eh? We did cover quite a bit. Anything you want to wrap up? I think we pretty much good from my side.
I think that's pretty much it. I won't see you next week, but I'll see you the following week because I will be. I won't see you this coming week 'cause I'll be in Cape Town, but I'll see you the following week if that makes any sense.
Okay, sure, man. We'll catch up. We'll catch up soon.
Take care, man.
Cheers, man. Cheers, eh?